Oh, hi, it's me again. In a better mood today, so that's good. Um, I just wanted to kind of update on a couple things. As I suspected, around day 3, I started feeling a little bit better, so that's good. Had a little bit more energy yesterday. My mood still wasn't great, but we can't have it all. So, um, but last night I felt a little bit more like myself. Same with today, and I got out of bed before 8 a.m. and I made it to Monday morning meetings at work, which I haven't been able to call into. I think it's been like 4 to 5 weeks probably since I've done that. So that was really good, and I was able to work for a little bit, which felt nice. And then I was just thinking and kind of laughing to myself. People often ask me where my mom gets all her energy from, because she's always buzzing all over the place and helping and doing and taking care of kids and cleaning, and she doesn't stop, really. She's like an Energizer bunny, and I don't even think she sleeps. I mean, she doesn't sleep 8 hours, I don't think. So, and I'm always like, yeah, I have no idea. And then when I have these like little moments of feeling like kind of normal, I like can be also similar. It's just that my body stops me. Like just earlier, I was changing the cat box and kind of trying to clean up the little area a little bit. And I mean, this isn't really like that long of a task. But I was so out of breath. But I like would not stop until I completed the task, because that's just how I am. And the same thing happened yesterday. I decided I've just had a lot of weird like restless energy, and it's like very frustrating because I can't necessarily sit still because my mind doesn't like quiet down. So then I want to be like busy, even though physically my body doesn't necessarily want to do that either. So it's like this weird, I just don't know what to do with myself. And many of you maybe know that exercise used to be my outlet to deal with stress, and obviously I had to discontinue that years ago now. I do try and channel some of that into walks when I can, but I have to be very careful how it's really hard, because even though I do have like warning signs from my body, I sometimes also have to just know logically like where my cap is, because then if my body like catches up, then it might be too much. I might not be making sense to you. It's kind of hard to understand, I think, if you don't have to deal with this, but it's like allocating spoons essentially, but it's just that every day the quantity is different. So you have to figure out what that means. But long story short, yesterday I did 2 tasks. I cleaned the floors for a little bit. I think it was maybe like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And I put together Violet's clothes like for donation. Some I was going to donate, and then some I'm going to send to ThredUp and see if I can make any money doing that. I don't really know. We'll see what happens. It's a pretty big bag. I've been wanting to do this for weeks, like several, probably a month and a half at this point, but finally did it yesterday, so I was very proud of myself. And the rest of the day, I was just in so much pain, and it did not matter what medication I threw at myself. It just was there, and it was annoying. And it's like this flank pain that feels like somebody is stabbing me. And if I stand too long, then like my pelvis and my hips start to hurt, and then my legs hurt. It's just this whole thing. super annoying. But it also makes it really hard to then sleep. So I did rest, but then I couldn't really fall asleep for a nap. And when it's really bad like that, I can only lay really on my right side because my left side hurts and it radiates to like the left side of my back. And so even just laying on my back, I can feel the pressure. So that's dumb. Anyways, feeling that now just from doing the stupid cat box. But it was also really dirty, so I had to clean it. I couldn't just leave it like that. And anyways, I've talked way too long about this, but that'll give you some context of what it's like. But other notes of progress. I love reading, which I think I said this in my last video. I picked up a book that I have read before that I know I like, and I told myself I have to read 20 pages because I have to break through this barrier of mine. It's driving me nuts because since I can't exercise for stress, I need to read for stress. So anyways, I made it. I think I actually got to page like 66, but literally the first, like, they're really short chapters, but like the first 2-3 chapters, I had to read several paragraphs and actual full pages multiple times because I would read it and I didn't retain any of it. So then I have to read it again. So it was very frustrating, but it did get a little bit better as I kept going. So that's good. Also, that was why I never used to read for the longest time. I didn't really start reading again until I was, I don't know, 32, 33, something like that. So, yeah, we're not going to dig into that. Another progress point is I think I'm getting some stuff from my insurance company in the mail today, so I hope that means that my account has been activated again. That would be lovely. So that I can get bills run through that and just not have to deal with people saying, you don't have insurance. I don't know if people know this or not, but I'm not usually like super aggressive and direct. But on Friday I got very, very mad at a text I got stating that one of my bills from the clinic went to collections, and proactive big picture Ashley talked to the financial office back in February about my bills because I was already at my out-of-pocket max, and they have this like new rule now where like they'll only let you have a balance for so many months and then it'll go to collections or whatever. And I understand there's something that prevents it from affecting your credit. It doesn't matter because I still just don't want anything going to collections, but they had put a note on my account and I have the whole year to pay for my bills, whatever. So when I got this text, I was very, very mad because I know it's not gonna hurt anything and I could just pay it off the collections website, but it's just like the principle of the matter. And I was so proud of myself. I just called right away and I was very direct and just explained the situation, and she like looked at my account and she's like, nope, you're right, there's a note here and this is our fault that we messed this up. And I was like, whoa, totally shocked that they took accountability for it. But anyways, it's fixed and they're gonna get it back from, and I was like, I am happy to pay it as soon as you get it back, and I will pay that portion because it's not like the full extreme amount because the way our accounts are set up at the clinic, my children each have balances too, so it's not just like one pot, even though like I'm connected to their accounts obviously, but like they are still billed separately, which drives me bonkers. And she was like, no, you have until December 31st, so if you don't want to pay it, you don't have to, which obviously, as I stated before, like there's just been this really bad financial avalanche that has happened lately. So obviously I'm doing my best to work to fix it, and we'll figure it out. It's just, it was multiple things at one time, because you know what, we're gonna get into that a different day because it's a lot. So, and I'm already like short of breath, so I need to rest. Anyways, fingers crossed I can actually activate my insurance, and then we're gonna work on my appeal, obviously, but I need to get some other stuff kind of in the works, medical wise, for that. So, but anyways, I did start pulling records, so step one. Okay, all right. Thank you for tuning in.